Hello, welcome to Oceanic Oracle. My name is Ari and today I'm doing a birthday book haul. My birthday was in the beginning of the month, but these just arrived like this week. I got quite a lot of book stuff in the post for my birthday. I have some books as well as some other non-books but still bookish things that I want to share with all of you. I just like going through the books that I have got and maybe you'll be interested in some of them. My local bookshops haven't really had many new releases in stock. That's partially due to what's going on here in Hong Kong at the moment. The post hasn't been great. I'm going to start off with the books first because I think that's what most people are here for, is the books that I've got. At the end I'll do my bookish things that aren't books. Ignore that if you're not here for that. But I thought I would just share what I got because I'm like that and I enjoy doing this sort of thing. So I guess we should get started. The first book that I have on here is a book that I've been wanting to read for a while. It's called Graceling. So this book, it came out in 2008. I've heard a lot. I think these covers are new. I really love the cover. I love the foiling. I really love the way that this looks as well as the foiling. I just think it's stunning. But the reason that I picked this up is the concept is really, really interesting. In this world, people have abilities and these abilities are called graces. So our main character, I believe her name's Katza. Yeah, Katza. She has one of the darkest, well, probably the darkest grace imaginable, the grace of death. And she's shunned by people her age because of this, because they don't want to be near her. She goes through and lives her life defiantly, and she ends up working on a kidnapping case, working to solve it. This book sounds really interesting, and I do like the 2000s YA stuff, probably because I was a teenager in the 2010s, so I was reading stuff that was published in like the late 2000s to like the mid 2010s when I was in that age range. So I'm interested to see if I like this. I first saw this, there was a Graceling along last year and I wasn't able to get a copy. I'm going to read the first book, see if I like it. I'm not going to be silly and purchase all the books in the series, because if I do that and I don't like a book and then I end up like DNFing it, what's the point in owning a series? Glad I'm growing up and showing some restraint. Hopefully I'll get to read that soon, but we'll see with my TBR game. I just can't get over it. I'm a sucker for a good cover, as everyone probably knows. So the next book that I have on here is one that I have already read because it was on my March TBR, and if you've seen that video you'll know that I picked up Hookline and Sinker. I picked this book up as soon as I finished It Happened One Summer. In It Happened One Summer, Hannah is introduced as Piper's younger sister. Hannah goes and helps Piper in Westport, and she eventually goes back to LA, Los Angeles afterwards, because she's working as like a PA on a film set. And her relationship with the main man in this book, Fox, is set up really well in this book. This book is more friends to lovers and a lot more slow burn compared to It Happened One Summer. So if you're looking for like a faster paced smutty book, you definitely check out It Happened One Summer. This is much more slow burn and it takes its time. I've seen mixed reactions online. I really enjoyed it because I am a big fan of character development. And for me, this like slow burn and a slow burn relationship is a good way to to build those fundamentals. The character development in this is I find really good. I think some people put this on a higher pedestal because they really enjoyed It Happened One Summer. I like the journey that these two characters went on. The plot in this book is that Hannah's working on a new film and she proposes that the production company actually go to Westport to film because they want a setting that's outside of Los Angeles. They're not really interested in Los Angeles and that sort of thing. Hannah's dream job is to be to design music soundtracks and she's trying to work her way up in the film production like life, basically trying to make it big. Her stepfather is actually a very big film producer, but she doesn't name drops because she wants to build that experience from the ground up. After she suggests Westport, the film crew all decide to go there, and this will be the first time that she sees her sister Piper since Piper moved to Westport. Coincidentally, this is the first time she'll see the main guy Fox, who she left when she went back to LA, but they have been texting a lot since they were separated, practically texting every night. One of the things I really enjoyed about, like, I really love the way that this is set up. So you can see the prologue is literally just the text messages, or some of the text messages that they share between each other, and it's a good way to sort of build that relationship, given like obviously when you're reading the series you need to start with "it happened one summer" first, otherwise this relationship won't make sense, because there's a lot of building in that first book. The first book in the series, so "It Happened One Summer," is much more grumpy sunshine, like hate to love, I guess, whereas this is friends to lovers. People don't really like friends to lovers, which I find really weird. I love the friends to lovers trope, but that might just be me personally. Like, it's one of my favorite tropes in romance novels, and I think this book pulls it off very well. Tessa Bailey writes good smut. There are great smut scenes in here. If you like friends to lovers, if you like slow burn, I think this is a good option, but just be aware that it's a love it or hate it from what I've heard online at the moment. The next bit is actually something that I have been wanting to get for a while. I don't know if you saw my book haul from January, but I got new Heroes of Olympus editions, and I decided to order these for myself for my birthday. And they are the new US editions of the Percy Jackson series. You can clearly see from my bookshelf up here I have a collection of Rick Riordan stuff. This is the series that got me into reading. Like, I wouldn't be the person I am today, like the reader that I am, or in my job without these books. One of the reasons I really wanted to get this set of this set of editions is the fact that these books actually have a continuous, like the cover is continuous, and I am a big fan of that. Not that I really have space to display my books like that on the shelf. I'm really glad that the spines also connect. I'm very visual, and I'm drawn to that sort of thing. I'll talk about the synopsis of the first book. I'll leave it up to you as to whether or not you want to continue with the series. I'm sure lots of people have enjoyed them, but if you haven't read this series and you're looking for like a middle grade book to try out, I really recommend this stuff. So The Lightning Thief is the start of this journey, and this 5-book series follows Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson isn't your typical 12-year-old boy. He has dyslexia and he has ADHD. He's sort of had trouble at school. One day when they go on a field trip to Manhattan, and Percy ends up getting attacked by an ancient Greek monster. Percy learns that Greek myths aren't really myths. They actually happened, and the gods are wandering the earth, specifically the United States. And Percy learns that he is a demigod, so he is half god, half human. Zeus, supreme lord of the sky, thinks that Percy's stolen his lightning bolt. How? No idea, seeing as Percy had no idea that they existed before the monster attacked him. But Zeus blames him. So this book follows Percy's journey to retrieve Zeus's lightning bolt, and he meets a few friends along the way. I've said this before, but this is a great sort of introduction to mythology in general, like Greek myth in general, because it's just the perfect opening for it. It's a middle grade book, so it's very accessible to everyone. It has neurodivergent representation. I've talked about this before, and I'm going to say it again, I am dyslexic. So reading these books made a massive difference to me as a reader. I really identified with Annabeth when I first read this series, because she loves to read and she sort of struggles with reading normal pages or reading English, I should say. I do relate to that. This series is just phenomenal. Can't talk about it enough. Rick Riordan and this story changed my life. So that's the brief synopsis of The Lightning Thief. The rest of the books follow the rest of Percy's journey throughout his time from being 12 all the way through to when he's 16, and then the story continues on in the other books which are up there. I'm going to show you the covers of all of them. I'm going to just swap them interchangeably. So obviously the first book is The Lightning Thief and the second book is The Sea of Monsters. So that's how they're connected. And the next book in the series after The Sea of Monsters is The Titan's Curse. I really love The Titan's Curse. It's what I'm reading right now. It's great. And there we go. That's them connected. The book after The Titan's Curse is Battle of the Labyrinth. The last book in this series is The Last Olympian. The artist was just fantastic. I'm just a big sucker for this sort of thing. I prefer the US paperbacks, so like you can see how floppy they are. But anyway, I just love the covers and I wanted to treat myself, so why not? Well, moving on to things that are bookish but that aren't books. My mum asked for a list of things that I wanted for my birthday, and she did that very early in hopes that this stuff would arrive for my birthday. Unfortunately it didn't, but I'm still happy to have them now and to share them. On my wish list, I had some bookish candles that I wanted. I am a big fan of candles. I always loved I loved getting Bath and Body Works candles when they were available. I like being able to identify things. Like when a character says, oh, it smelled like this, I want to be able to identify what it should smell like. I guess it makes my experience more immersive. So I asked for some bookish candles. The ones that I got are related to the Grishaverse. I got some sent from Flickr Candle Company. This is a UK based Etsy shop. I asked for a few of them because I really enjoy the Grishaverse, and when I was perusing stuff online, this stuff sort of sounded the best to me. I've got the Crow Club, which is a black or greyish candle. It has sort of blackish glitter, but I've already burnt it. So this candle is scented with licorice, toffee and vanilla. It's a very sort of like autumn wintry scent. I guess I'm not picky with scents, but I really do enjoy sweet scents. Because another sort of autumn winter scent that I got is Zoya's candle. So each candle actually has a quote from the character. The Crow Club was obviously no mourners, no funerals. Zoya says fear is a phoenix, and I love the labels too. Zoya's candle smells of cassis and fig, very festive smells. It smells so good. I've burnt all of these. I love the blue, and again, it's just very, very autumn wintry, and I'm a big fan of that. The next two are much more spring summer, so I have 4 candles in total. The next two that I got are related to 2 male characters in the series. The first one I'll go for is sort of like the springtime scent, which I've been burning a lot now, and that is Jesper. So Jesper smells of salted caramel, sweet honey and tobacco. I'm not the biggest fan of tobacco, but I can't really identify that smell in the candle. It's a very low note in the candle. It's really fresh. I feel like it's more floral than the Crow Club candle. I guess the floral scent comes from the honey. I just really enjoy this. I think this is like the perfect spring candle, and I'm just going to be burning it for the next few months while spring's still here. The quote on Jesper's candle is, "Hanson decoy is not a Jesper talent." Jesper's one of my favourite characters in Six of Crows series. Love Jesper. The last one that I have here, and this is for Nikolai. That's the cover. Nikolai is my favourite, I think, of the 3 guys Alina sort of is choosing between. I prefer Nikolai compared to the Darkling. I don't really like the Darkling. I know there are lots of like Darkling fans, but not really my thing. Anyway, so Nikolai's candle smells like the ocean, and I think this is like a great summer scent. So the notes on Nikolai's candle are rock salt, driftwood, seaweed and juniper. I love the smell. I'm going to be saving that for summer. The quote on Nikolai's candle is, "Anything worth doing always starts as a bad idea," and I can relate to that. I can relate to that. Wax is a dark blue on this one, and I really enjoy candles and I really love having scents. So now when I do my reread of Six of Crows, I'm going to be burning the Crow Club. I'm going to be burning Jasper. The candles, obviously. I think this Etsy shop did a great job, and I want to buy more. I do have to burn the candles that I have first. That's the main thing. I need to actually burn what I have before I go and buy more things. That's the most important thing. It's the same with books. Like, I need to read what I have on my shelves before I go and buy new ones. That's it for my sort of like birthday book haul. I just really enjoy this sort of stuff. I like sharing what I bought and giving my sort of in-depth thoughts as to what they're about. I'm excited to read Graceling at some point, hopefully next month, but we'll see with my TBR game. I think the magical readathon's actually going to be starting in April, at least from what I've seen on Twitter. So I'm very excited for that month-long readathon. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you want more bookish content. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, depending on when you're watching this. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.